You ever have one of those moments where your whole world just collapses? Like you're standing on solid ground, thinking everything's fine, and then, bam, the floor's gone, and you're plummeting into some dark, endless void? That's what happened to me, Ethan Harper, on a cold October night in 2024. I'm just a regular guy, 32, software engineer, living in a quiet Chicago suburb. I've got a decent house, a beat-up Subaru, and a wife, Mia, who I thought was my everything. 4 years married, 7 years together, and I was still head over heels for her. But that night, everything I believed about my life, about her, started to unravel. And once it started, there was no going back. It's late, probably 1 a.m., and I'm hunched over my laptop in our dining room, wrestling with some buggy code for a client who thinks urgent means yesterday. My eyes are burning from the screen's blue glare, my coffee's gone cold, and I'm about 3 seconds from chucking my laptop out the window. Mia's already in bed. She kissed me goodnight hours ago, said she was wiped out from a long day at her event planning job. "Don't stay up too late, babe," she said, her voice soft, her hand brushing my shoulder. I smiled at her, thinking how lucky I was. Her dark curls, her warm brown eyes, that little smirk she always had, like she knew something I didn't. God, I loved that smirk. Her phone's on the dining table, a few feet away. I never check her phone. Never had a reason to. I'm not one of those paranoid husbands who needs to know every text, every call. Mia and we had trust. At least, I thought we did. But then her screen lights up, a notification buzzing in the dark. Just a quick flash, nothing weird. I glance over, figuring it's a work email or one of her friends texting about yoga or brunch or whatever, but the words on the lock screen hit me like a brick to the chest. "Don't let Ethan suspect. Tomorrow night?" No name, just a number. 10 digits that feel like they're choking me. I stare at it, my brain short-circuiting. My first thought is it's a mistake. Wrong number, maybe. A prank. But Ethan, that's me. This isn't random. This is about us, about her. My hands start shaking, and I can't tell if it's anger or fear or both. I reach for the phone, my fingers hovering over it like it's a live grenade. Mia's passcode is her birthday. Easy, predictable, just like our life. But unlocking it feels like crossing a line I can't uncross. What if I'm wrong? What if this is nothing, and I'm about to blow up our marriage over a stupid text? But ignoring it, that's not an option. The doubt's already there. Sharp and jagged, slicing through everything I thought I knew. I grab the phone, my thumbs trembling as I punch in her passcode, half hoping it's changed, that I'll be locked out, and this whole thing will stay a bad dream. But the screen unlocks, and there it is, the full text thread. I scroll up, each message twisting the knife deeper. "Miss you already. Can't wait to see you again. He's working late tomorrow. Come over after 8. You sure he won't figure it out? I don't want drama. He's clueless, trust me." Clueless. That word burns. Mia, my Mia, talking about me like I'm some dumb schmuck who'd never notice. And whoever's on the other end, they're in on it. The texts are careful, vague, like they know someone might see them. No names, no selfies, just enough to shatter my world. I keep scrolling, desperate for a clue, a name, anything. But the number's not saved in her contacts. It's just a string of digits, a faceless betrayal. I don't know how long I sit there staring at her phone. 5 minutes? An hour? The house is dead quiet, except for the hum of the fridge and the occasional creak of the old floorboards. I keep picturing Mia upstairs, asleep in our bed, her dark hair fanned across the pillow, her face soft and peaceful. How could she do this? How long has it been going on? And who is it? Some guy from her work? A stranger? My mind's racing, throwing up names, faces, possibilities, each one worse than the last. I put the phone back exactly where it was, like if I leave it untouched, I can pretend I never saw it. But there's no unseeing this, no unfeeling the betrayal clawing at my chest. I close my laptop, turn off the lights, and drag myself upstairs. I stand in the doorway of our bedroom, watching her sleep. She looks so innocent, so mine. But she's not anymore. I crawl into bed, careful not to wake her, and lie there, staring at the ceiling, with my mind a screaming mess until the sun comes up. The next day's a blur. I shower, make coffee, drive to the office, but it's like I'm on autopilot. My brain's stuck on that text. Don't let Ethan suspect. Who's she meeting tonight? Where? And how am I supposed to act like nothing's wrong? Mia's her usual self at breakfast, chatting about some client who keeps changing their mind about a venue. She laughs, sips her coffee, asks how my project's going. I mumble something, barely looking at her. Every smile feels like a lie. Every time she touches my hand, I flinch, imagining those hands on someone else. "You okay, babe?" she asks, tilting her head, her eyes searching mine. "You seem off." "Just tired," I lie, forcing a smile that feels like it's cracking my face. "Late night." She nods, but there's a flicker in her eyes. Guilt? Suspicion? Or am I imagining it? I'm already questioning everything, like my brain's a broken record stuck on repeat. That evening, I make an excuse to stay late at work. I tell Mia I've got a deadline, but really, I just can't face her. I need space to think, to figure out what to do. Sitting in my cubicle, staring at lines of code I'm not even reading, I start Googling. How to catch a cheating spouse. Signs your wife is having an affair. What to do if you find suspicious texts. The internet's a rabbit hole of advice. Most of it garbage. Confront her. Don't confront her. Check her phone again. Hire a private investigator. Follow her yourself. I feel like I'm losing my mind. By 7 p.m., I'm back home, but Mia's gone. She texted me earlier, heading out with some work friends for drinks. Don't wait up. I read that message over and over, each word dripping with suspicion. Work friends. Sure. I pace the living room, my imagination running wild. Is she at a bar? A hotel? Someone's apartment? Every creak of the house makes me jump, like I'm expecting her to walk in with some stranger any second. I don't know what possesses me, but I start snooping. I go through her desk, her laptop, even her purse. Nothing. No receipts, no love notes, no smoking gun. Just her usual stuff. Lip balm, a planner, a half-empty pack of gum. I feel like a creep, but I can't stop. I need answers. That's when I think of Claire. Claire's Mia's sister-in-law, married to Mia's older brother Tom. She's a graphic designer, lives across town, and she and Mia are tight, maybe too tight. They're always texting, meeting up for coffee, going shopping. I never thought much of it before. Claire's family, right? But now, every memory feels tainted. Is Claire covering for her? Or, worse? My stomach lurches as the thought hits me. Mia and Claire? No way. That's insane. But the more I think about it, the more it makes a sick kind of sense. The late-night texts, the girls' nights that always run late, the way Claire looks at Mia sometimes like they share a secret. I shake my head, trying to push it away, but it sticks. I'm spiraling, and I know it, but I can't stop. By the end of the week, I'm a wreck. I'm not sleeping, barely eating, and my work's suffering. My boss, Greg, pulls me aside in the break room, his bald head shining under the fluorescent lights. "Ethan, you okay, man? You look like you haven't slept in days." "Family stuff," I mutter, avoiding his eyes. "I'll be fine." He doesn't push, but I can tell he's worried. I can't keep going like this. I need proof. Something solid to either confirm my worst fears or put them to rest. That's when I hire the private investigator. His name's Vince, a gruff guy in his 50s who looks like he's straight out of a noir flick. Cheap suit, cigarette breath, handshake like a vice. I find him online, one of those discreet surveillance ads that promise results. We meet at a diner downtown, sliding into a booth that smells like grease and stale coffee. "So, your wife's stepping out on you?" Vince asks, cutting to the chase. His voice is gravely, like he's smoked one too many Marlboros. "I don't know," I admit, feeling like an idiot. "I found some texts. They're suspicious." He raises an eyebrow, leaning back in the booth. "Suspicious how?" I spill everything. The text, the number, the vague messages, my crazy theory about Claire. I expect him to laugh, to tell me I'm being paranoid. But he just nods, jotting notes on a napkin like this is the most normal thing in the world. "All right, Ethan," he says, folding the napkin. "I'll tail her for a week. See where she goes, who she's with. You want photos?" I hesitate. Photos will make it real. But I nod. "Yeah, photos." Vince quotes me a price that makes my stomach drop. $2,000 up front, more if it goes longer. I don't have that kind of cash lying around, but I put it on a credit card, telling myself it's worth it. If Mia's cheating, I need to know. And if she's not, I need to stop driving myself crazy. The next few days are torture. I keep up the act at home, smiling at Mia, making small talk, even kissing her goodnight. But every time she leaves the house, I wonder if Vince is out there, watching her. Every time her phone buzzes, I fight the urge to grab it. I start noticing things I never paid attention to before. How she angles her phone away from me when she texts. How she laughs at messages and then quickly locks the screen. Have I always been this blind, or is she just that good at hiding it? Vince calls me on the 5th day. I'm in the office pretending to work when my phone rings. I step into the hallway, my heart pounding. "Got something for you," he says, his voice low. "Meet me at the diner, 6 p.m. I barely make it through the rest of the day. My hands are sweating as I drive to the diner, my mind racing with possibilities. Is it Claire? Some guy from her work? A stranger? I don't know what I'm hoping for. Proof of her guilt or proof of her innocence. Both feel like they'll destroy me. Vince is already there when I arrive, sitting in the same booth with a manila envelope in front of him. He doesn't waste time on small talk. He slides the envelope across the table, his expression unreadable. "Take a look," he says. I open it with trembling hands. Inside are a dozen photos, all time-stamped from the past few days. The first few are innocent enough. Mia leaving work, Mia at a coffee shop, Mia walking through a park. But then I see it. A photo of Mia and Claire, sitting in Claire's car in a parking lot. They're not just talking. Claire's hand is on Mia's thigh, and Mia's leaning in, their faces inches apart. The next photo's worse. They're kissing, oblivious to the world around them. I feel like I've been sucker punched. My vision blurs, and for a second, I think I might throw up. Vince is watching me, his eyes sharp but not unkind. "You okay, kid?" he asks. I can't answer. I just stare at the photos, flipping through them like I can change what I'm seeing. There's another one, taken at night outside Claire's apartment. Mia's walking in, her arm around Claire's waist. The timestamp says 10:37 p.m., the same night Mia told me she was at a work event. It's her sister-in-law, I say finally, my voice hoarse. How is this even possible? Vince shrugs. "Seen stranger things. People do what they do. You want me to keep digging?" I don't know what I want. I shove the photos back into the envelope, my hands shaking so badly I can barely hold it. "I need to think," I say. "Just give me a day." He nods, tossing a few bucks on the table for his coffee. "Take your time, but don't sit on this too long. Stuff like this, it festers." I drive home in a daze, the envelope burning a hole in the passenger seat. I keep replaying every moment of our marriage, every interaction with Claire. Were there signs? Did I miss them? Claire was always around. Family dinners, holidays, random weekends when she'd drop by with wine and a smile. I thought she was just friendly, part of the family. But now I see it differently. The lingering glances, the inside jokes, the way Mia's face lit up when Claire was around. It was all there, right in front of me, and I was too stupid to see it. When I get home, Mia's in the kitchen chopping vegetables for dinner. She looks so normal, so herself, that for a second, I almost convince myself the photos are fake. But then she smiles at me, and all I can see is her lips on Claire's. "Hey, you're home early," she says, wiping her hands on a dish towel. "Rough day?" I can't speak. I just nod, muttering something about a headache, and head upstairs. I hide the envelope in my desk drawer under a stack of old bills. I don't know what to do with it. Confront her? Leave? Pretend it never happened? Every option feels wrong. That night, I lie in bed next to her, staring at the ceiling while she sleeps. I keep thinking about the word clueless. That's what she thinks of me. Clueless Ethan, the idiot husband who'd never suspect a thing. The anger's building now, hot and sharp, but it's mixed with something else. Fear. Fear that I'm losing her. Fear that I've already lost her. Fear that I don't even know who she is anymore. The next morning, I call in sick and go back to the diner. Vince is there like he's never left. I slide into the booth, the envelope still in my hand. "Keep digging," I say. "I need to know everything." He doesn't ask questions. He just takes the envelope and nods. "You got it." The weeks that follow are a nightmare. I become someone I don't recognize. I start checking Mia's phone whenever I can, memorizing her schedule, even tracking her location through an app we set up years ago for safety. I tell myself I'm just gathering evidence, but deep down, I know I'm unraveling. Every text, every call, every moment she's not with me becomes a clue, a piece of a puzzle I don't want to solve. Vince sends me updates every few days, more photos, more proof. Mia and Claire at a bar, laughing over cocktails. Mia leaving Claire's apartment at dawn. Claire dropping Mia off at our house, their hands brushing as they say goodbye. It's not just an affair, it's a relationship. They have routines, habits, a whole secret life I'm not part of. But the more I learn, the worse it gets. I start seeing threats everywhere. A coworker, Mike, who smiles at me too long, is he in on it? Our neighbor, Mrs. Callahan, who asks about Mia, is she fishing for gossip? I stop trusting anyone. I stop trusting myself. I catch my reflection in the bathroom mirror and barely recognize the guy staring back. Bags under my eyes, jaw clenched, a stranger consumed by obsession. One night, I hit rock bottom. Mia's out, another work thing, and I'm alone with my thoughts and a bottle of whiskey. I pull out the envelope, spread the photos across the dining table, and just stare. There they are, Mia and Claire, living their secret life while I'm here, falling apart. I don't know what comes over me, but I grab my keys and drive to Claire's apartment. I don't have a plan. I just need to see it for myself. I park across the street, my car hidden in the shadows. Claire's building is a nondescript brick complex, the kind of place you'd drive past without a second thought. Her apartment's on the third floor, and I can see the light on in her window. I sit there for hours, my hands gripping the steering wheel, waiting for, what? Mia to show up? Claire to come out? A sign that I'm not losing my mind? Around midnight, a car pulls up. It's Mia's. She steps out, her hair catching the streetlight, and walks to the building. My heart's pounding so hard I think it might burst. I want to get out to confront her right there, but I'm frozen. A minute later, Claire appears at the door, letting her in. They hug, nothing scandalous, just a hug, but it's enough. It's real. I don't remember driving home. I don't remember much of anything after that. But when I wake up the next morning, sprawled on the couch with the whiskey bottle empty beside me, I know I can't keep doing this. I have to end it, one way or another. I call Vince and tell him to stop. No more photos, no more reports. I've got enough. Then I sit down and write Mia a letter. I don't know if I'll give it to her, but I need to get it out. I write about the texts, the photos, the betrayal. I write about how much I loved her, how much it hurts to lose her, how I don't know who I am anymore. It's messy, angry, raw, everything I've been holding in for weeks. That night, when Mia comes home, I'm waiting for her in the living room. The letter's in my hand, the envelope of photos on the coffee table. She freezes when she sees me, her smile faltering. "Ethan? What's wrong?" she asks, her voice cautious. I don't say anything at first. I just hold up the letter. "We need to talk." She sits down, her eyes darting to the envelope. I can see the panic starting to creep in, but she keeps her voice steady. "What's this about?" I take a deep breath, my hands shaking. "I know about you and Claire." The silence that follows is deafening. Her face goes pale, her eyes wide. For a second, I think she might deny it, might laugh it off or call me crazy. But she doesn't. She just looks at me, and in that moment, I see the truth. She doesn't need to say a word. "How long?" I ask, my voice barely above a whisper. She swallows, looking down at her hands. "A year," she says finally. "Maybe more." A year. A whole year of lies, of secrets, of her living a double life while I was here, thinking we were happy. I want to scream, to throw the photos in her face, to demand answers. But all I can do is sit there, numb. "Why?" I ask. She doesn't answer right away. When she finally speaks, her voice is soft, almost broken. "I don't know, Ethan. I didn't plan it. It just happened. Claire and I, we got close, and then it became something else. I didn't want to hurt you." "Didn't want to hurt me?" I laugh, a bitter, ugly sound. "You called me clueless. You and Claire, you laughed about how I'd never suspect a thing. Don't tell me you didn't want to hurt me." Her eyes fill with tears, but I don't caring. I push the envelope toward her. "Look at them," I say. "Look at what you did." She doesn't touch the envelope. She just shakes her head, tears streaming down her face. "I'm sorry," she whispers. "I'm so sorry." I don't know how long we sit there, the silence stretching between us like a chasm. Part of me wants to forgive her, to pretend we can fix this. But I know we can't. The trust is gone. The love is gone. All that's left is anger and pain. "I'm leaving," I say finally. "I can't do this anymore." She doesn't try to stop me. She just nods, her shoulders shaking as she cries. I grab my keys, my wallet, and the letter. I don't take the photos. I don't need them anymore. I drive to a motel that night, the kind of place where the neon sign flickers and the sheets smell like cigarette smoke. I lie on the bed, staring at the cracked ceiling, and let myself feel it all. The betrayal, the heartbreak, the rage. I think about the life we built, the plans we made, the future we dreamed of. It's all gone now, shattered by a single text. The next few weeks are a haze. I move into a cheap apartment, start therapy, try to piece myself back together. Mia and I don't talk much, just a few texts about logistics, divorce papers, splitting assets, the practical stuff that comes when a marriage dies. She moves out of our house, and last I hear, she and Claire are still together. I don't know if they're happy. I don't care. I still think about that night sometimes, the moment I saw that text. I wonder what would have happened if I'd ignored it. If I'd never picked up her phone. Would we still be together, pretending everything was fine? Or was it always going to end like this, with secrets and lies tearing us apart? I don't have answers. All I know is I'm not the same Ethan I was before. I'm not sure I'll ever trust anyone again, not fully. But I'm trying. I'm getting up every day, going to work, meeting new people, living my life. And maybe, someday I'll find a way to let go of the anger, the pain, the ghosts of what used to be. Until then, I'm just taking it one day at a time, hoping the shadows in the mirror don't follow me forever.